What is up, ladies and gents? In today's video, we're going to be talking all about Telcoin. We're going to be discussing the recent price action here, the latest news on Telcoin, and my price predictions both for the shorter term over the coming days as well as for 2025, how high I think Telcoin could go. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you're a new viewer, then welcome to the channel. If you do like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you're a returning viewer, then as always, welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you all here. Now, of course, first and foremost, unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably noticed this huge pump that we're seeing here on Telcoin. As of right now, if we look at this pump that we've had, we can see that it's up 76% in the space of 3 days. So what is actually going on here with Telcoin? We're going to discuss that. But first, if you're looking for a great place to buy and trade Telcoin, then look no further than the MEXC exchange. This is the exchange that I use because it doesn't require KYC, it has some of the lowest fees on the market. And for a limited time only, they're giving every new user who signs up with the link down below $20 just for joining. So of course, if you want to make use of this offer, click in the link in the description down below, fill out your details. It takes less than a minute to do so. Of course, send yourself some fiat or crypto, and then they'll airdrop you that $20 straight away. And of course, on top of spot trading for Telcoin, they even have Telcoin futures where you can trade Telcoin with up to 50 times leverage. So of course, again, if you want to make use of this offer, click in the link in the description down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for your support, and let's get straight into this video. So of course, Telcoin looking absolutely amazing now, 80% in the past 3 days. Of course, if you have not yet seen, then this is kind of what was the driving force behind this massive pump. Telcoin granted approval to open Nebraska's first digital asset bank. Of course, this is groundbreaking, not just for Telcoin, but for the whole of the crypto industry. The first one in the USA, the first regulated crypto bank in the United States. They're basically also launching their own stablecoin, which is going to disrupt the $200 billion stablecoin market. Of course, if they deploy a stablecoin, that's going to earn a lot of fees, and that could definitely help raise their price in the shorter term as well as the longer term on Telcoin. So that's extremely bullish. Of course, developments like this will help lower the barrier of entry into cryptos, and that's going to be bullish not only for Telcoin here, but for the whole crypto industry. So that's looking really, really nice. Of course, they've also posted that on their Twitter on February the 8th. On February the 14th as well, on Valentine's Day, we saw this news announcement, also very bullish, that we are able to access Telcoin wallets in the EU. That's a large addressable market as well. There's over 500 million people in the EU. So the fact that the EU now have access to Telcoin is also very bullish for the price. And of course, on Telcoin, there's plenty of other things to look forward to as well. First and foremost, they don't even have listings yet on some of the top exchanges. This is something that they're trying to pursue. They're trying to get themselves on Binance, Coinbase, Robinhood, for example, and other exchanges that are probably some of the most well known. Of course, these exchange listings, these announcements, should I say, of exchange listings. So if Coinbase puts out a post saying they're going to list Telcoin, this could send the price of Telcoin extremely high. Of course, if we go on the chart here on Telcoin and just find you an example of what happens when we see the announcement of a listing, this is a good one, Alchemy Pay, and we just go back in time. Here, let's go on this one here. You guys can see back in 2021, this whole price move here on Alchemy Pay was after Coinbase announced that they were going to list Alchemy Pay. There was obviously a few other things that went into it as well, but generally this main move was the fact that we saw an exchange listing of Alchemy Pay, which was a relatively small market cap at this point. I believe that was probably in the tens of millions, so not a very big crypto whatsoever. Of course, it pumped 13,000% in the space of 2 weeks here after that announcement. Of course, this was during the 2021 bull market, right in the heart of it as well. So this is that sort of period when coins are able to do that. This is what we hopefully want to see in 2025 as well. But at the moment, Telcoin is looking very, very promising. If we have a look on the chart of Telcoin, we basically see that in 2021, Telcoin had a really nice start as well. During the bull market of 2021, Telcoin actually managed to do 42,000%. And so we know for a fact that is extremely capable of making these absolutely insane pumps. Of course, right now, like I say, we've got to look for a lot to look forward to here on Telcoin. These are just some of the things listed on this post here. Of course, there's plenty of other things as well, too many to cover in this video, but you can read it here yourself on this post. I have retweeted it onto my own Twitter, so if you want to follow me on there, that's at BigBC Finance. It's also linked in the description down below if you want to follow me. On top of that as well, we're just going to be discussing why else we could be seeing this price pump. Of course, we have a look on the charts right now, and it was also a beautiful technical pattern that Telcoin was showing us, and of course that pattern there was this bull flag that we had seen. Of course, if we drag this line across here to represent the resistance that Telcoin was in over the past 2 months, we also have this as our support. And as you guys can see, the price first came up really sharply from November into December. It was one of the first runners here, along with XRP, after President Trump got nominated back at the start of November. As you guys can see, Telcoin did this 520% pump. It consolidated in this slight downtrend that you guys can see for 2 months there. Of course, we had that resistance, we had the support. They were both roughly parallel to each other. And just the past few days, we saw a breakout from this 2-month-long structure. Now, we knew that we had a breakout because if we just analyze that in the shorter term, you guys can see a large pump taking the prices above. We crashed a little bit, came down to test this resistance now as a support on the shorter term there, and continued to head up. So we know we got a convincing breakout from this. Now the question is, how high is the price going to go as a result of this? And as for a bull flag, the price target always stems from the length of the parabolic move going into the bull flag. So this length here, from the very base of it to where it hits the support there. And of course, we just drag this measuring tool to where we saw the breakout. And as you guys can see, we would expect to see a price target on Telcoin here of 2.4 cents. So this is stemming just from the fact that we've seen this bull flag. Now, of course, at the moment, Telcoin is about 40% of the way there from where the price is right now. That's still 103% trade in the upwards direction. So of course, guys, if you're looking for a place to trade that, check out the link in the description down below to get free $20 to trade here on Telcoin. Of course, the total move from this is 238%. So really large trade. Congratulations to anyone that caught Telcoin before it broke out, or who just went into Telcoin at any point after 2021. Everyone at this single point is now in profits. But if Telcoin gets to 2.4 cents, I don't think it's going to really stop there, because as you guys can clearly see on the charts as well, this is something that I've been monitoring here on Telcoin, because during the lifetime of Telcoin, as you guys can see, this was an extremely important price level for it. 0.9 cents there. And the reason that is extremely important is have a look at how the price interacts with this level throughout its lifetime. It was several tests of a resistance here. It was used as a resistance several times back in 21, again as a support twice over here. And this region here had 2 occasions where the price came down to use it as a support, 3 times where it came up to it as a resistance. And so we know for a fact this level is very important to Telcoin. And now, as you guys can see, we are above this level. And in my opinion, if the price gets to that 2.4 cents level, then I don't think it's going to just stop there. I think Telcoin will continue to go up. And the reason for that is, if we have a look at this 2.4 cents level here on the price, which currently lies here, basically above this 2.4 cents level, there's not much trading activity whatsoever. We know this because look at the price in this region here. It's barely come above 2.4 cents to even form any price patterns or whatsoever. Most of the trading activity here on Telcoin has taken down in this region over here, as well as this middle region over here. But once we clear the 2.4 cents region mark, there's little stopping it basically. There's little resistances above the 2.4 cents level, stopping it before it hits its previous all-time high at 6.4 cents. So in my opinion, that is a more likely target for me in the shorter term, in Q1. If not Q1, then at least in 2025, given the fact that if we are able to hit that 2.4 cents and we still have enough momentum, you know, we can gauge momentum by looking at things like the MACD. We want this to be heading straight up. Of course, at the moment it is on the 1-day chart because of this move, but we want to see that the momentum is still on the rise here on on the MACD at the 2.4 cents region. And if that is the case, then there's no reason why it can't get repriced much higher to 6.4 cents. Of course, as a major example of that, have a look at the MACD back in 2021 and look how high it went. It went to 0.01 there on the scale. Right now, just for comparison's sake, we are less than 0.0001, so less than a tenth of the momentum that we had when MACD pumped this over here. So there's still a lot of space to go, in my opinion, with regards to how much higher Telcoin could go. It has the capacity to do it, like we saw in 2021. Of course, Telcoin as well is currently just hit a $1 billion market cap. So that is a very, very nice milestone. However, if we get to the 6.3 cents, if it gets to the 6.3 cents region, that would put it at roughly 5.5 billion. Still not that much, considering that Telcoin has just done something historic in the United States, the first digital asset bank. Of course, again, if you look at the trading volume down here as well. In fact, let me just zoom out on that so you guys can see. Basically, if we have a look at the trading volume, again, it's nothing compared to what it was back in 2021. Look at that. The 24-hour volume at its peak there in 2021 was $175 million. Right now, we've seen $25 million in the past 24 hours. So again, it just shows you how much more potential Telcoin has with regards to how much higher it could go in the price. Of course, I think personally Telcoin is just getting started, and if we can hit that 6.4 cents level, then some of the next levels I'll be looking at for Telcoin to go even higher on, lie along the Fibonacci levels. Of course, these three fibs there, 1.272, 1.414 and 1.618, could also show us places where we could expect to see some resistances along the way. Of course, the Telcoin price could do something like this, for example, where we knock out these fib levels before hitting the previous all-time high there at 6.3 cents. Of course, if Telcoin is still able to continue going higher, then we could clearly see 22 cents here on Telcoin at the 2.618 fib. And if it's still yet able to go higher, then the ultimate target there at 1.55, $1.55 here could potentially be reached. Of course, at the end of the day, Telcoin did pump 42,000% in 2021. So in 2025 bull market, 42,000% would roughly put it here at 55 cents. So guys, these are some price targets that I'm potentially looking at. Of course, my main one at the moment for the slightly shorter term is going to be 2.4 cents as a result from that bull flag, and of course the previous all-time high at 6.3 cents. However, for 2025, I'd first be looking at 22 cents. If we can clear that, then $1.51 is clearly the next target here on Telcoin. And now that I've given you my price targets, I'm going to wrap the video up here. So let me know down in the comments if you're holding any Telcoin. Of course, let me know what your price predictions for Telcoin are if you have any. Otherwise, as always, thank you so much for watching my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.